Good evening, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Okay. How's everybody? Comfortable? We say samsara is samsara above the needle.
It's like a tip of needle.
Tip of needle. Never happy.
There's never happiness.
Never happiness. Always something there. Anyway, very good opportunity to come together to study a little bit, even just with interns. Just with maybe this lab maybe most of you just try to be interns. No practice, that's right. Not just everybody. Just you put many interns, then maybe next lab, the condition can be more rapid. The creative cost then when conditions come in, the results. Therefore, they provide very good impulse. Even we doesn't read all conjures, we doesn't read all dangers. But when we study this object of conjure danger, they not talk about different things. Somebody they talk about Tantara, somebody they talk about Vinaya, somebody they talk about Sutra. We most talk about Tantra was Sutra things. Therefore, if you some objects kind of danger, they talk about different way, maybe different.
It's just a different way of talking about it or discussing about it. Otherwise, it's same subject matter as it is in the translated teachings or the translated commentaries of the Buddhist teachings. So, like in the monastery, instead of monastery, monks study the philosophy, the text, which is based on, it's called the perfection, but it's based on Buddha Maitreya's ornament of clear realization. So then also, that first chapter of the ornament of clear realization by Buddha Maitreya, which has the general meaning of that, process illuminates the meaning of the two texts as a meaning. It's the golden rosary of the eloquent speech, and by Lam Tsongkhapa. Namshi. And then Gyatso which is Namshi Nyingpukyen, it's like the ornament of the essence of consequences. So those two are the most well-known commentaries by the Tibetan scholars, all the commentaries composed by the Tibetan scholars. And so these two, what they mostly explain about is the meaning of the clear meaning. And actually the clear meaning is the commentary of the ornament of clear realization. And the ornament of clear realization is it's like the verse form of both the conjoined and tenley.
And it's just that mundo jen, the Joshua Mohammed, tell him Java, that Jagan, something it's such a place.
So ornament of clear realization is the teaching taught by Buddha Maitreya, and it said that there are 20 well-known commentaries to that text composed by the Indian scholars.
And then
so the clear meaning is one of those the well-known 20 commentaries. And so those texts also combine the ornament of clear realization. It also combines the clear meaning. And so now we're studying about the paths and grounds, and that is again the commentary to the clear meaning composed by Geshe Ngawang. And these are the commentary composed by Geshe Ngawang as a commentary to the clear meaning. So we, finding this opportunity to study about the gist of the conjoined tenley, or the translated teachings of the Buddha and translated teaching the commentaries, is very fortunate. So from our side, of course, we leave a strong imprint of studying these texts. And so, of course, like I said before, it's just a different way of explaining or discussing about it. Otherwise, it all explains about the implicit teachings on the method aspect, and the explicit teaching on the view or the emptiness. And so the implicit teaching on the method and the explicit teaching on the emptiness. So these two teachings explains exactly what we need to practice, what we need to study along the path to achieve enlightenment. So of course there are different traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, like Satya have different way of explaining the things, but they all explain the same thing about the path to achieve enlightenment. So So, for example, if 10 people were to do, think to achieve one thing, or all together to achieve one thing, then even though they're all aiming for one thing, but they all will have different ideas or different thoughts, ideas. And so just like that, the four different traditions of Tibetan Buddhism, or you can call the four different tenets of Buddhism, all similar to that. So of course, people all have this kind of attachment to their tradition, right? Thinking that I am Gelugpa, I am Nyingmapa. There are among Tibetans also, and there are also Westerners as well. So those who don't know the difference, who don't know the meaning, knows thinks that there is a big difference. Actually, it's just a different way of explaining. Otherwise, what they're explaining is the same thing. And sometimes there is a difference in the name that they call it. So just like different language has different name for a certain thing, like the pot. In English we call it pot. The Tibetans will call it different than pot, and the Indians will call it different, and so forth. So it's like that, and the difference is just in way of explaining. And in other words, they are all the same in explaining the one thing, and that is the path to achieve enlightenment. So in order to achieve enlightenment, you have to gain such and such realizations, paths and grounds. And so now we're studying about these realizations. So what are the realizations, the paths and grounds that we have to gain or achieve, when we along the path to achieve enlightenment. So they have different terms, names, for different realizations, the path and so forth. And then also there's the sequence, the order of the sequence and so forth. So you should know that all. For example, what are the three principal aspects of the path? You all know that? So those are the renunciation, bodhicitta, and the correct view, right? Renunciation is a path, right? Bodhicitta is a mind wanting to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings, right? The correct view is the mind understanding the emptiness correctly. So what are the three capable beings?
The three what?
Three capable beings, or three scopes? What's the difference of the three scopes?
One person said they explain English.
I think it's small, medium, large, right?
Yeah, what
Small.
Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
If I can try.
Yeah.
Small seeks only seeks the betterment for the next life. The medium seeks to break through cyclic existence for their own self only, and great or large seeks to break through cyclic existence for the benefit of all sentient beings. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yeah.
Which ones are on the path?
Then not difficult.
What was that?
Which ones are on the path?
Which ones are on?
But
By
제가
its definition, only the large.
No, only the medium and large. Middle one, great. The little one doesn't have renunciation.
Yeah, because he's just in it for himself.
Are you included?
Are you in any of these three sculpts?
You don't have to say.
가제 소속 끊어.
You can say I'm in the great sculpt.
I aspire for that. I aspire for that. Maybe that's the best answer. Most honest answer. I aspire for that.
Yeah.
As to where I am, I
가제
That's
또
why.
끊어. 끊어 생각할 때 다 개우치 좀 거셔기로 왔어.
So depending on the motivation, then that's how you differentiate or distinguish the three scopes, right? Depending on motivation.
We are everybody scared to die, right? Are you guys scared to die?
Yeah, I am.
only the suffering part.
We don't think about that. Everybody is scared to hell rooms, right?
Yeah.
So, everybody is scared to samsara? Maybe not. That's good anyway. You guys understand, maybe everybody now, right?
So by depending on the small, medium, middling, and great motivation, then that's how you pause it as a small scope, medium scope, and great scope.
그러나 샤와치바이 같이 만 죽으신 데마이나 그런 때 땅면서 동아 아니 땅면서 동아 우리 동들 끝나는 데마이나 저기 중지 고베 동아래 다비시는 데마는 개울이지 선주대 사적 공부가 하시는 데마는 개울 친구들 이제 또 치고
So, for example, if you want to mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, and so your intention for doing that, if it is just to be free from the suffering of lower realm, then you are in a small scope. If your intention is to be free from the suffering of cyclic existence, then it's the medium scope. And if your intention is to achieve enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings, then it's a great scope.
다 소소 개워 가리가 냠냠스네 다 소소 상다 그래서
So whatever your wishes, it's up to you to think what you want to achieve.
아니 다 대화선 되나?
So what are the three vehicles? Three vehicles? Three yanas?
Everybody know, right? Maybe one person said loud and everybody more.
Hinayana, Mahayana, Sutra, and Tantrayana, Mantrayana.
그래도
Three vehicles?
In the text we are reading, I think he means in this.
Sorry.
Tekshen Tengren do it was.
때 되게 시에다 해요. 다마도 끝나야 돼 말았어.
Yeah, you can say that also.
Oh,
but
okay.
What
So-
we are talking here is not those.
Okay, so here solitary realization Bodhisattva.
어디지? 저기 나고서 와서. 어디 발람 가세요. 법이람 가세요.
So how many parts are there? How many superior parts are there?
Just that could be superior, right? Not that have to be.
남마서 정하러 가. 남마 정하러 왔어.
So how many parts are there?
Altogether. 15.
15 parts, right?
다음 법이람 가세요.
How many superior parts among the 15 parts?
어디지? 근데 소시에람 가세요. 일단
And ordinary parts?
6. Only those are, that's the one that are only those.
Only ordinary 6.
식당 디나 좋지. 디나다 어린이 권한이 님에서 나왔어.
So yeah, ordinary part would be 6, and then only ordinary would be 2.
다주도 야오신 다주시 당나도 다 배잖아 거기 있어.
So yeah, you know it very well. Now we'll go to the text.
다 이반다 사통고 용종 사통보고 용종권의 체내에서 용종권의 시에는 지원 선의권의 집에서 관심이 나왔어.
So you know it best. How about it?
At the top of 48, beginning with the first full paragraph, you start there.
You have it? I have it here.
Similarly,
We corrected the top of 47.
가라들이 그 말이야. 님고 소리인데 봐라.
뭐 띵은 제가요. 같이 만들어서 하지.
아니?
강대 같이 된다고. 니부터도 마시는 말이다.
님고 소리 뭐라라?
강대.
같이 가.
니부터도 같이 이거.
어?
니부터도 같이 이거.
아,
그러니까 니가서 준다. 니가 사성고 용어종 기권에 사통보고 용어권에 시에 저원 테니권에 집이지는 가능하지. 실험도 돼. 예를 들어 소름내려도 이때도 니가서 같이요.
님고 소리더라.
니부터 강하지. 이바나 사통보고 용어종권에 시에 저원 테니권에 집이지는 가능하지.
Do you find it? Andy?
Ah,
You find it where it is?
I don't know.
I thought we were going to skip the debate stuff, right?
Yes.
이따가 좀 해서 그렇지.
So what's the section
So,
start with?
so 50, page
Niba?
50, it was.
Yeah.
Niba, 사탕고 그요.
용어종권에
Yeah.
시에 저원 테니권에 시바나.
Oh, is it number,
Okay.
number
Number
3?
2,
Number 2.
the first
Three,
pack,
we
first
were
pack.
gonna do three, yeah.
If we go by page 50.
Can I look at yours?
Please, yeah.
No, the explanation of the
Page
established
5.
collection of antidote.
Got it?
It's a looking at the established collection of antidote.
Yeah, page 50.
Yep.
이거 가서
이거 가지도 가상도
This
담보
is the end of the text.
Lamp.
This is all that's left.
That's all that I have,
That's
yeah.
all,
okay.
yeah, that's
So
all I have.
가상도 남 가지를 도고 있는 거. 대통 납세서만 걸 가지고
Pages.
가지는 맛 줬어야 돼.
저서
We have more than that.
No, no. Your purpose.
Oh,
it's,
the print is
I
different.
think it's, I think it's page 49.
50.
In page 49,
Oh, okay.
in the middle of the page, there are two modes explaining the knower has passed beyond the ninth ground. I think is where he is, right?
Well, we were
그래?
going to skip the
서당보?
debate.
We skipped the debate.
Yeah.
동보 그 용어종
서 당보구이.
Yeah.
당보구래.
아, 동보 거지.
괜찮아 서 당보구이.
그리고
서
이거는
당보구이.
셰네.
사동보 거.
네. 저기 서 당보구이.
이거는
사동보
서
그
당보구이
용어종.
어째?
사동보 그 용어종권에 시에서 저원 테니권에 집이지는 관심 나서.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
that's
is the
what we
one.
are,
Yeah. Page 49. So yeah, there are two modes explaining the knower that has passed beyond the ninth ground. In the first, if you ask what ground is the Bodhisattva Subhuti, there is the statement skill in the method of such a Bodhisattva. The second,
Yeah, that's where we are.
so the second, so that is where it is. Yeah. If you ask what is the reason for explaining the 10th ground from the point of view of characteristic, having explained the first ground from the point of view of thorough purification.
다
The
가지.
reason exists because that is able to be realized through mere explanation from the point of view of characteristics.
뭐가 되지? 다 사동보는 사동보는 그와봐 용어종은 간지 사득이 예대나 버스. 사득이 예대.
Okay, so it says 10th ground from the viewpoint of characteristic. Having explained the first ground from the viewpoint of thorough purification. So thorough purification is the quality of the first ground. Right?
내가 사동보라다 사통을 용서 그 이빨아 지출이서 사통보다 그거 용서 만족 제가들이 그랬어.
So there is a thorough purification in each ground, and the first ground has this many thorough purification, and the second ground has this many, and third ground has this many, and so forth. So up to ninth ground, there are thorough purifications.
데레다 사통보다 그거밖에 용서 때문에 다 사주에 용서되는 것이 마셔봐야 말이에요. 너희가.
And so here it explains about the thorough purification of the first ground all the way up to the ninth ground, right? And then they didn't explain about the 10th ground. So this is asking the reason why did they explain only up to all the way from 1 to the ninth ground, but not of the 10th ground?
아니 대다사 그 당분에 그거봐 용서에 방에 아고가 있나 다 저와서 다 세지요 바까 쉬라 똑똑하 인자 아니 마셔버려서 다 손도 집어버려서
And so it says thorough purification that exists because that is able to be realized through a mere explanation from the point of view of characteristic. In order to make the connection to this statement, Abhisama Lamkara states in the causal ground, pass beyond the ninth ground and so forth.
대라서
저는 이 배치 지자를 누가 말해?
단행이 지대시가 대신 앞에서 가지면 되죠. 그러나 사 계획이 다른 배라는 게 배라입니다. 사 당보다 계획 용성에서 손에 아니 집에 용성 쉬어야 받아 배잖아. 너는 그래. 무슨 맞다 말했대. 내 배잖아 되는 거 맞다. 아니 또 내가 그래서 배잖아 시간 쓰고 그랬어. 네 나라 아니까 재밌다지 거네. 제가 다 돈이 그래서 되နေတာ고마시 벌써 뭐
So when you know it, know the thorough purifications of the first to the ninth ground explicitly, then you will know the thorough purification of the 10th ground implicitly. So that's what it's saying. It's like you know it clearly, you know from there, explicitly. So you know it by the way, by product you will know it. So that's what it's saying. It says something like that in different texts, but here. It says through a mere explanation from the point of view of characteristics.
시인 초저와나 지사시소도 시 섬시와나 지사시소도. 어디 시인 섬자서야 돼. 다 진세로 그래서 간지 지사서도 저와서 생겼어. 특별히 좀 말이야.
So, like she said, in order to make the connection to this statement, and so to make the connection to this statement, and then he quotes from. 모든 게 있어요. 주식세리. 지나 이 아메스 바로 나와요. 알레 저도서를.
저도서지. 대고들다. 사건에 이시는 땡도 주거든.
And so Geshe is saying that this one, the state, causal ground, is from clear meaning. The clear meaning, the commentary, the clear meaning by Haribhadra. So the word, the causal ground, that's in the apostrophe. So that's the word from clear meaning, the commentary by Haribhadra. And then after that it says, in order to explain the entity of the 10th ground, so that is from the Abhisama Alankara. So in this text, there are question marks. Right? The first one is from the clear meaning. The second is from the Abhisama Alankara or the ornament of clear realization. So it says here, the exalted wisdom passes beyond the 9th ground and so forth. So that's from the Abhisama Alankara.
다 사적인 텐션도 와서 랑은 다자집에 사기 제스 조직에서 다 가지 사기 조직에서 노래 상지제 사 자신의 때문에 생변나 좀 다투데 사집에 되니에서 다들 되기로라고 가지.
So moreover, the 10th ground arises after the 9th ground, our object to pass beyond. So the definition of the 10th ground is a final yoga of being which is indicated in Sutra etymologically as the ground of Buddha.
간제 맞에 사그 다 사기위 지시고 있고 그래 돌에 산지가 사시다 미따 이거 그래서 대비가 나죠 셈비 나죠 나다 샤죠 셈비가 셈 타도 받아서 나죠 다도
And it says here that arises after the ninth ground, and then the final yoga of a being. The yoga here means like the practice, right? The final practice of the being, which is indicated in the sutra etymologically as the ground of a Buddha.
다 대라이나 사자와 통화통이 찍지 깨와 찍도나 사자와 담모통이 나게 찍지 다 깨와 찍으라는 사지가 찍지 스바타볼나 다 사지가 메시 다 말하고 송별해서 사지 메시더라.
And so then this is because when the 10 grounds is divided, there are three. So one is exalted wisdom, just following the attainment of the 10th ground. So soon after you achieve the 10th ground, and so that wisdom, is the one type, one division, and then the other one is the exalted wisdom, obstructing one birth.
깨와 찍으라는 사지고 깨와 찍도
Obstructing one birth means like within one birth. After one birth, then the being will be enlightened.
스바타모는 다 사지가
And then the exalted wisdom at the end of cyclic existence, and the end of cyclic existence is like just about to achieve enlightenment.
다 내가 산지지 사시 답이 제된 이때들 와서 사자와는 산지에 사시 답이 들어와서
So the 10th ground is called the Buddha ground, the ground of a Buddha, and the reason for that, there is a reason for teaching the term ground of a Buddha, because
아니 사자와 제답 되더라고 제답도 대제 된다 말다 산지도 냐말에 지장이 그래서
this is because through becoming a 10th grounder, one has a mode of benefiting trainees, and as a subsequent attainment, that is an equal similitude of Buddhahood. You understand that part? Because through becoming a 10th grounder, one has the mode of benefiting trainee as a subsequent attainment, that is an equal similitude of Buddhahood.
같이 사지에 제답 내가서 아니 샘지가
Understand?
Not at all.
And you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it mean?
It's saying that basically once you achieve this attainment of the 10th ground, you're capable of teaching disciples, like having students and teaching the Dharma to them. So it has a similarity to Buddhahood. It's very close to Buddhahood. So they call it Buddhahood even though technically you're not a Buddha yet.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's very close because you can, preach the Dharma and teach disciples, etc., etc.
Okay.
Well, the confusing part is the subsequent attainment here, right? What is subsequent attainment? There is the meditative equipoise,
Yeah.
and then subsequent attainment. So the subsequent attainment here, it means what? Post-meditative equipoise, right? So the Bodhisattva on the 10th Bhumi is meditating. So when he comes out, then he starts to help people by giving teaching and all these things. So the way he helps is similar to the way Buddhas will help. So that's why he's similar to Buddha. The way he teaches, way he benefits sentient being will be similar to Buddha. So that's why it's called the Buddha ground. So during the subsequent attainment, or during the post-meditative equipoise, when he's meditating, of course he's meditating, right? But when he's in the post-meditative equipoise, or during the subsequent attainment, then the time when he's teaching, helping other beings, is similar to Buddha. He can do almost as much as Buddha, so that's why it's called Buddha ground.
대비 제대로
Sorry, can you go back just one step to, when the 10th ground is divided, number 2, the exalted wisdom obstructing, we have more than question mark, I think that doesn't really belong there, right?
Yes, that doesn't belong there.
That doesn't belong there, okay.
Yeah, obstructing one birth. Yeah.
One birth, could you
Yeah.
please just explain that again?
So it means like, there's only one, after one birth, you'll be enlightened. After one lifetime,
But you need that one more.
one more life, yeah.
Okay.
One more life to achieve enlightenment. So only one more life is obstructing you from achieving enlightenment.
Okay, thank you.
다 단어도 예배 제대로 하는 질라마 노송도 상실 선비 선대는 제대로 대신 시험다 선제가 저와래 다 선제 저와래 저와 제다고 내가서 대신 시험하는 저와래서 이때 딱 거의 사실 집어치장이 돼서 제다고 내가
So that is again quoted from Buddha Metu's it says treatise on the sublime vehicle. It says this Buddha So Bodhisattva mode has the subsequent attainment of Tathagata, and is in order to perfectly liberate all the beings of the world equally. It's like equally as Buddha.
다티고 가시진도 와서 이제 셰파 산지나 니가 톱스나 메테테 다티 도는 대가 말했어 좀 말했어.
And so there's a debate now there. So someone is saying like, it is incorrect if someone says through this attainment of the 10th ground one attains a mode of benefiting others that is equal to Buddhahood.
아니 메테테 대녀는 다 지나가 대녀를 했어. 대타 무지 사다다 장소 발리 아니 그래 미지지 저번에 가서 산이다 저절로 비켜와요. 대메테 제대로 다 지나가 손도 왔어.
And then so the reason it is why it is incorrect to say that is said in the similar text, in the same text, treatise on the sublime vehicle, and it says here, although indeed it is like that, the difference between Buddhas and Bodhisattvas lies in the just like knowledge of all the different particles of earth, drops in the ocean, and hoops, prints of cattle.
같이 소개해. 나 가라 주변 소개 말어 왔어. 이제
그저 배가나 갈라지네. 대단하다.
대타 무지 사다 당스. 장소 발리 미지 빼놨다. 그래서 알아서 샘제도 좋지 샘제 빼나 사 가라야 나도 고모 보였다. 미지 조금 시작 말어 왔어. 아니 람보치도 저거 아니 가봐 사고 나 미지 첨보셔 왔어. 제주 대라고. 사제가 전에 저거는 다 장소도 집안에서 장소로 지금 나도 전에 지켜왔더니 다 같이 사가지 공부하잖아. 다 지도 주고 배도 말아서 대대로 말했을 때.
사제를 가졌어.
사제는 다 추치고 쉬어야 가서 생각이 들어서네. 람보치가 사가지 쉬어지 그랬어. 그래서 나소당 나도 사가 내가 람보치 사가 내가니 람보치 주체 지체도 들어왔어. 대리다 사기가 전에 집어도 다 장소도 집어냈어. 아니 휴지고 싶어요. 나도 다 이거 말했어. semjede semjeda 사치와 semje로 와. semje 치고 이거 말했어. 이거 말했어. 요 저발 강의 상제다 자제다. 대니 제와 강의가 대가는 짓들이 그래서.
그래서 또 찍어다.
대답 미지 사대다. 양수 발리. 요 양수 발리 지지. 저발 강의 상제다 자제스가 첫 대니였어요. 답에 주의로 하지 간지 사가나 알아서 미지 샤와다 남보치 미지 샤와 가세요.
알아서 미기.
아니 진짜. 아니 당가서로 미기 사가나 내가 남보치 도박하는 데만이 미지 샤와 가세요. 제일 다 되었어.
저도 경험. 나도 방법이잖아. 남보치 방법이
맞아. 다 남보치 거 저거 쳐야 된다. 고수치. 내가 고수 내도 그러고. 나도 주주에 내도 말아. 그래다 그 샘제나 삼제부터 전투로 되다야 사리만이 더 말했어.
But anyway, so in this verse from the same text, right, treatise on the sublime vehicle, by Maitreya again, and so he's quoting the verse from that. It says the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the difference between Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in general, right? So they say the difference is like the difference is like the earth. Because sadam.
사가라.
말다 야수지라다 사다 야수를.
사도. 같이 단대 빨리 그래로 같이 사가라 나라도 그거 보아다. 나머지 그거 보니 다 나머지도 쉬체 지체샤도 이러 왔어. 아니 난 이게 지샤샤고 이러 다 나머지 쉬체이러 와.
야수라지라다.
다 야수라다.
사도다 야수지라다.
람보체기 다 산지의 그 샘정이 때문에 아니 다 잠소나지 다 많이 다 이봐 다 제도를 살고 있더라고. 샘체기 되는 제도 말했어. 그래서 다 지급해요. 지 사도다. 잠소 빨리 뭐지지. 그래 가지 도대 가지나 다 쳐받치고 요랬어.
So anyway, in that text it says there's a big difference, like the footprints, the footprints of the of us, like human beings, and the footprints of the elephant. That's the big difference. So in the cattle, there's a question mark for the cattle, it's actually referring to the elephant in Tibetan.
가르스나
So the word,
I think
palang.
I'm trying to remember this verse from the Yulana. I think the way the metaphor is like the difference between the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas is the difference between the water in a footprint of the cow or the elephant and the ocean. It's like that.
Yes.
보다 대우셔도 되나. 또 샘체기 가지고는 축대에서 지금 말았어. 다 잠도에 치부시고 그러고. 다 되는 거 그러죠.
Yeah. But what about the particle of earth?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to. I didn't check this before, but I can check it later.
So yeah, so that could mean also. But what Geshe was saying is that the footprint of the human being and the footprint of the elephant. So here there's a question for the cattle. So it means elephant. In Tibetan we have a lung. Lung means
Yeah.
and so it could mean palang or it could mean lamboche. So there's a lung for both of the word. There's a part of the word which is lung and both of them. So the translator, I think, of this text, was wondering whether it's an elephant or a cattle.
It says
So it
palang.
says it's
Yeah.
palang.
Yeah. Gyatso palang michi.
Yeah, so
자소 반항 위치지.
Yeah.
palang.
Yeah.
lamboche 말았었네.
그래서 내가 나머지부터 반항이 사악하는 위치 셔와다 나머지 사지 위셔와다 다 반항이 중요하지 나머지 슈체로 와. 그리고 바세크가 나세카 그래도
알레 바다 나타와.
가시로.
Yes,
So here-
cattle, is it cattle or elephant? Yeah, we're not sure.
가오 있다는
Sorry.
거는
We're not sure which it is.
Well, Geshe is saying is pa is the cattle and the lam is the elephant.
Oh, so
So-
he's saying the footprints between the two.
Yeah.
The elephant.
Elephant and cattle.
Oh.
Cattle and elephant.
Buddha is like the elephant.
That's right, yeah. So the Buddha is like the elephant and the Bodhisattva is like the footprint of the cattle.
Oh,
그래서 샘제에서 다 반항도 집발했어. 그 자나제도 나머지 대슈체로 와서.
So anyway, so it's talking about the difference. So there is a difference, but the other one is saying there's no difference. There's a difference. So there's this. Someone is trying to prove that it's not correct to say that Bodhisattva on the 10th crown has an equal quality as the Buddhas.
그래서 가만한 것도 다 제다가도 접어야 막 집안에 제도 그런 것도 lap성 와서 다 저한테 대가 말다. 내가 가려고 해서 그 대적을 해서.
And so earlier you were saying that during the post-meditative equipoise, the Bodhisattva on the 10th ground can perform similar activity as the Buddhas. But someone here is saying that it's not incorrect to say that because in the same text it says such and such.
다 줄을 때 시작하나 봐서 야. 그 대적은 어디 내자고 나서 그래.
So now what will you say to this? How will you answer to this?
가라가도 다 집발에 사지가 사람이 제대로 다 제다가 가서 사지도 제대로 냠바에 들어가. 다 올라온 사람한테 접으시고 싶어요. lap성 와서. 당연히 뒷발에 뭐 시작적으로 와서.
So earlier it says, in the text in our world system we said that it's similar to Buddha, right? And during the post-meditative equipoise, the Bodhisattva on the 10th ground can perform the activities similar to Buddha. But then later someone says no, it is incorrect to say that because there's big difference in Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And so now what do we say to that? Andy?
I don't know.
I think there's no contradiction.
Huh?
They said similar to Buddha, but not same as Buddha.
But what's the difference? The difference is the completion of the. I mean, this one, the 10th ground one, hasn't completed the
사지도 냠.
purification of the 10th ground, right? Because once you have the total purification, the yongjong or whatever,
Yes.
then you should be done. Like then you are a Buddha.
Yeah.
But they are still working, so they must have something. I was
Yeah.
meaning to ask too. Like,
So yeah, like Ian said, it's
Yeah.
similar but not same.
Yeah. My question is, what are the bodhisattvas at this level? What's left that they are accumulating and purifying? Like what are they purifying at that point?
충분히 말해. 그래 먼저 가래. 사주고.
다 시적. 충충. 다 시적
The
바짝.
small.
Yeah. The most subtle.
The most subtle one. Yes.
The
대대 같이 잡아다 사지도 그래요.
Yeah.
They're already arhats at that point, though. Yeah.
다 내 같이 가지는 내놔야 돼. 단단하고 그 자주 있으면 사지와다 또 이러고. 내가 돼. 너 냠아 있어야 돼.
사주고래.
사지와라고 이러고.
그래.
자주서 뭐 가라고 말하고. 시다 자주서 뭐 들라고. 믹스에 자주서.
But also it says in the text here, right? indicated in the Sutra etymologically as the ground of Buddha. Etymologically.
Yeah, right.
Not really like a Buddha, but etymologically. But then again, here, the difference, that someone was saying from the text, Sublime, the treatise on the Sublime Vehicle, is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. He's saying that Bodhisattvas in general, not particularly Bodhisattva on the 10th ground, right? So it's not the difference like the water in the footprint of the kettle, or the water in the whole ocean. The difference like that is Bodhisattvas in general, right? Could be Bodhisattva on the path of accumulation,
Sure.
or Bodhisattva on the first ground. But it's here. But we're not talking about here. It's not saying the Bodhisattva on the 10th ground. It's saying Bodhisattva in general. And so if we say, yeah, of course there's a big difference in Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in general, but the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas on the 10th ground and on post-meditative equipoise are very similar.
Yeah. I was gonna
Very
say,
similar, but not exactly the same.
if you only have the most subtle of the knowledge obscuration, but everything else is done,
Yeah.
it seems like, I don't know how it would be so huge a difference, but it's because it's not.
But that's the most difficult one.
Yeah, I'm
In
sure.
terms of
Yeah.
abandoning, that's the most difficult.
Yeah.
Okay? You want something?
Just, I could be wrong, but the 10th ground bodhisattvas, they haven't achieved the 3 kayas yet either, have they?
No. 그것은 토요가.
Yeah,
Until you become Buddha, of course, you will not achieve. The
That
Kaya
could
is
be
the Buddha.
Yeah, so
The
that could
Buddha's
be one
body.
of the big differences there is.
단 도다 거기 남다가 시소지 가서 일해서 단 도다 거기 이 도지 들이네.
다 소루.
다 소리씩 도왔어.
Nyamu soru. So now that there's the explanation of established collection of antidotes, right? So there are 2 ways of explaining the statement: the pure paths of seeing and meditation.
봐. 다 남주르스 강도 듣게다 대화치도 강하다. 조가들스 다 소접다. 대지도 민주주의가 니고 다 되니까 가리가리래. 가리가리 쇼마를 해서 들어왔어.
So here it says the statement: Subhuti, what is this great vehicle that has been spoken of? When did it rise? And it is said to be referred to by the statement. This is by an unobserved mode and so forth.
다 간제 맞았다. 다들 저 대니부터 시작하나서. 저와 니부 소로 시작하듯이 이제 돼서 봐.
So it explains about the collection of antidotes, established collection of antidotes. And it says this, if you ask what is the reason for explaining the established collection of antidote in detail, and this text is cited to explain that.
식당 소접주도 이거죠. 소접주도는 다 니부터 같이 딱 믿고 시작하려고 했어요.
And so actually there are 17 established collections. And, so among all these 17 established collections, why it only explains about the collection of antidote.
다시 제발 주도죠. 방금 같이 빠자. 방지 니니의 집에 대신 돈을 받지 마는 까드는 게 때문에 니부터 이제 대라에는 돈아니부터 좀 권한되는 니에스.
So this text is cited to explain that. And so first it explains about the definition. The definition of established collection of antidote explicitly indicated on this is the Mahayana uninterrupted path that is the actual antidote to its corresponding objects of abandonment. And so that's the definition of established collection of antidotes. And so when divided, there are 2 established collection of antidote of the path of seeing and established collection of antidote of the path of meditation.
안에 대신 돈을 받지 뭐 이런 거지 빠자. 아니 시적적인 게 봐. 까드는 게 때문에 돈아 니부터 되니 좋아.
The definition of established collection of antidote of the path of seeing explicitly indicated on this occasion is the Mahayana uninterrupted path that serves as the actual antidote to the obstructions to omniscience to be abandoned on the mind on the path of seeing corresponding to it.
다 대라에는 통풍 아니 시적 족도당 족도 소제 웨스로.
So when established collection of antidotes of the path of seeings are divided, there are 4, which are the actual antidote to the 4 conceptions of apprehended and apprehender. that are the obstructions to omniscience, the abandon on the part of seeing.
간제 맞이 다 돌아온 거지 빵가야게 다 돌아 빠지면 만나고 또 만들게 돼.
And so it's talking about the different kinds of uninterrupted part of seeing, that abandons those abandonments to the abandon on the part of seeing.
다른 뭐가지 공부가 되게 해지 인연이 셔봐. 가는 게 되게 고난이 버들 되라이나 공부가 되는데 친구이 되지 대소시가 들어와. 다 되고 다 근데 샤다지리 가지 이제 또 당. 아무도 또
And so the definition of established version of antidote on the path of meditation, explicitly indicated on this occasion, is that which serves as the actual antidote to the innate apprehension of true existence to be abandoned on the path of meditation corresponding to it. When established, the collection of antidote of the path of meditation are divided. There are four, which are the actual antidotes to the four apprehensions of true existence to be abandoned on the path of meditation.
다들 이것도 좋대. 다른 것도 좋다는데 아니 때 똑바시대 가르는 듯이 너무 거다. 내 배자대 디디미심도 배자 시바되는데 이거다 당하고 때 시에는 고는 사이라고 돼.
So of course there, we can go further, discussion about the four apprehensions of the truth and so forth, but it's not explained in the text, in this text here, and if we go through that, it will maybe be difficult for you to understand, because it's not in the text here. So if we refer to different texts, it just becomes more confusing and difficult to understand.
간제 소득 써야 돼. 간제 통화 권한 이거. 아니 딱 시대 이래서
So established question of the antidote, is something that is explained during the path of meditation and path of seeing.
다 체대셔다 냠내 시소지 가서 노래서 대주들이 다내 너 체대셔다 냠내 써야 돼. 이게 도시 세계에서 와.
And so there are two approaches to the statements, equal and special. And so there's the statements from Sutra and commentaries in the treatise.
다 되게 다 노래서 대주들이 이래. 동본의 대화 친구 선영 말 수마당 최번째 만남 남비셔 대화 친구 시샤 남비 코나 네비 트리 랜더스 다들 도트리 다들 팀 도트리와.
And so there are two, right? The statement from the sutra and commentaries in the treatise. So this is why are the qualities of the great vehicles spoken of earlier in sutra and in commentaries in answer to these questions asked within thinking about the great vehicles, Buddhi possessor of the peak, entreated the supramundane victor in the statements such as, O supramundane victor, this great vehicle outshining all the worlds of gods and humans as well as the non-gods in its great vehicle on account of that and so forth. So this is again a statement from the sutra.
다 이바 뒤에 체대 샤당에서 다들 저한테 되게 체대 샤를
And so now there is the commentary in the treatise, and in order to comment on the meaning of the sutra, special is stated. So again, this is from Yoga-sutta. So it's also again from the clear meaning commentary, not from the Montongyen. So here it says Montongyen, right? It's not from that, not from the ornament of clear realization, rather from the clear meaning commentary.
그런 노래에서 대주자들 인정하는 거를 갖고 되고. 뭐 체다 샤당 냠냠자들 이 도시 자와이 같이 네가 가르나다 노래에서도 지다 네가 된다던 노래에서도 지다 대주에서 얘기해서 다 내려다는 것을 하듯이 해야 돼 맞죠? 대주 저한테 가는 체다 샤와 당해서 들은 거를 쓰신 거죠. 같이 이미지들 앞에
And so there's a long text on this in the clear meaning, in the commentary clear meaning, but here it only says special, and that's it. So it is stated. So that's from the clear meaning commentary by Haribhaja.
워낙 소리지에서 연주자가 지금제가 다 소럽시에서 이거는 님부 소럽시에서 지서 오늘 연주자가 가시하나 손이 써발한테 남치지 때문에서 방가 지금 연주자가 다 용무시 삼시가 나서 다들
Then it says, well then, what is the difference? Also, what is the reason for explaining established definite emergence subsequent to established collection of antidote such is said in order to connect to the statement, it is an arising of definite emergence, which is definite to emerge without a doubt as the knower of aspects of dependence on accumulating the two collections. So established definite emergence is achieved only on the 8th, 9th, and 10th ground. It is not achieved before that. So, forming a connection is explaining the reason. Says now it's against from someone else. I debate from someone. If someone says the definition of definite emergence is a yoga of being who is definite to emerge without doubt as a knower of aspects, then we reply it follows that the subject, uninterrupted part of the Mahayana path of seeing, is that the definite emergence, because it is that yoga of being who is definite to emerge without a doubt as a knower of aspect. Both the reason and exclusion are established because of that subject. And then it says in our own system, the definition of established definite emergence is an exalted wisdom of a pure ground of one who is definite to emerge without a doubt as a knower of aspect. This is when divided there are 8. The body of pure is only the 3rd ground, and there are many established in definite emergence because there are 8 from the point of view of definite emergence. And then the last one is the prayer. Through the power of this well-structured and appropriate explanation, may the modes of ascending the grounds and paths and lift you to the ground of the manifest areas, the omniscient knower of aspects. So the path and ground is done. Just as an auspicious gesture, I will recite a few words from the beginning again. So anyway, we reached the end without passing away.
That's good.
That's good. So I feel very fortunate myself to be able to discuss this with you, and I'm sure you guys are also very fortunate to be able to study this with me. So anyway, we have left together. We have left very many good positive imprints in our mind.
Yeah, my question is about Ngejung at the end. Because what is this Ngejung mean? So usually when you hear Ngejung, it means the renunciation.
No, this is different. Ngejin said and Ngejung said. Ngejin, definite emergence. Like you come out of it, emerge.
What is Ngejung?
Ngejung?
Yeah,
Ngejung of it.
Ngejung.
Yeah, this is not the Ngejung of renunciation. It's the Ngeborjungwa. It's like definitely happening.
It's the same term but a different meaning.
Different meaning. And so it's like it says in the definition, which is achieved only in the 3 pure ground.
Yeah.
So that's the 8th, 9th, and the 10th ground.
This
This is a very special quality or realization that's only achieved in the 3 pure grounds.
This has to do with the irreversible, like those are irreversible grounds, right? From there you can't go down at all.
Go down, yeah. Chimido. Yeah, the irreversible path, irreversible sign you can achieve and the path of seeing also. So the sharp facultative one even achieved before that, during the path of perversion, and then the latest one, and the dullest one will achieve in the path of seeing. And so it's the uncommon the quality of the 8th, 9th, and 10th ground, and which is like a special or unique wish to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So when we talk about, maybe if we talk in detail about the 8 divisions of that definite emergence, and then maybe it will make more clear sense. So in the general meaning of the first chapter of the Ornament Globalization, it explains everything in detail. But here, it only says that that's all in this text on Salam, the path and ground. So it's a similar term, but maybe different meaning and different stage of realization. So the compassion in the path of accumulation and compassion in the first ground, there's a big difference even though they're same being compassion, but there's a big difference because of the mind and other minds, other qualities associated with it, and that makes it more powerful. So again, I was talking about the total purification, also the different total purification from the first ground to the 10th ground, and that's just like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So Geshe-la has said that this text leaves positive imprints in our mind, even if we don't understand it. And then those positive imprints may ripen in this life or in future lives. We're wondering if Geshe-la could explain the benefits on our mind that when those imprints ripen from having studied this text, what are the benefits that will give to our mind?
Oh, you mean what benefits you gain from the imprints?
Yeah, like how will when the imprints ripen, like what will it do for our mind?
Oh, I see. 먼저 바자대 그래 팽그랬어. 나는 제마다 바자대 민두가 먼저 셈마 그래 그래서 팽그랬어. 바자 민두가 그랬어.
단단한 바자시 하나다 슈마 야주인데 바자대 로로치는 레라우슈 하거든요. 냠내 제가 로로치 레라우슈 하거든요. 그 바자대.
So because you have studied once before, when you second study next time, it becomes easier, right? That's because you studied before. It's similar to that. Right now you have studied it, and then you have leave the imprint in your mind. So in the future, maybe next life, sometime or whatever, 10 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes later, or 100 lifetimes later, when you meet it again, and then it becomes easier for you to understand because you left the imprint in your mind.
Okay, good.
It becomes easier to understand.
So it just basically will be more knowledge,
More knowledge,
wise,
yes.
more wisdom.
Exactly. So it will be much. You will have more understanding than you have never had before.
나도 나보다 부엌하잖아요. 대체하면 바자스면 부디 말하고 있어요. 모르는 전화 기억하는 거.
So like some children, they learn things very quickly. And some children, they learn. So because they have imprint left from their, from previous life, and now in this life, they are very, easy to learn things.
Like Mozart, writing an opera at age 3 or 4.
Yeah, exactly.
나도 가리 정하다 나도 이게 바샤 지워야 되는 거.
Yeah, so it makes big difference having or not having imprint in your mind. Like when you're studying, when you're learning something, if you have imprint, it's much more easier to learn and understand.
뭐 가세 지라서 최대 지장치 명들도 와서.
Some people, no matter how much you teach them, they wouldn't learn it at all. So that's because they don't have imprint.
가지 좀 남보고 지금 따라서 이제 공부하고 그러는데 이거도 왔어.
So some people, even if you don't teach, just by showing them and explaining to them, or just by seeing it, they learn it right away.
나도 자살을 해요. 저와 같이 빼자 롤 쓰면 다 스치 지를 맞아도 돼요. 다 빼자 뒤대 지거든요. 최대식이에요.
So there are monks in monasteries. Some they can memorize the text very well, but they couldn't understand the meanings. Like they can memorize all the text and study, read all the text without looking by heart. They can read it by heart, but they couldn't explain the meanings.
나도 교체가 로주치부터 로주치부 가다 같이 안경 동벌해야 되는데 소주다 지주가라 다 펼대는 거 뭐였어.
So there is a different test, the exam. There's an exam on recitation, so which you have to recite by heart, and so it counts by number of pages. How many pages can you recite of different text? How many pages you can recite? So that many number you get. And then there's a exam on the debate. So how well you can debate, how well you can answer, how well you can come up with the questions and so forth. And then there is a written exam, debate exam, and then the chanting exam, reciting exam. And so some people, they're very good at reciting, they can memorize so many texts, but then when they take the exam on debate and writing, they fail in that. So yeah, I think it's a lot to do with the imprints from previous lives. So why somebody becomes, some are very sharp and some are dull, and that's because of the things. I mean, that has to make the difference, right? Why who made them sharp and who made them dull, right?
아니 다시 다시 레다야 되고 같이 아니 다 경험 마시고 바샤다 되고 이거로.
And so it all is related with the, of course, one's karma and also one's imprints.
그래서 나도 단다 빼나 나도 못하지 뭐 내가 이랬어. 내가 쇼비 셔도도 제가 너무 자기 도와서 자기 그래. 근데 또 자기한테 단다 산책에 태워서 좀 되게 때문에 내말 그러니까 납사와당 아니 짓을 시작하고 뭐 양쪽으로 나가더니 다 더블 주변에 팅급 대다 째야기 팅코도 째퇴야기 땅도 문제가 있어. 보자.
So right now we're trying to live as much imprints as possible by reciting the text composed by Buddha Maitreya, and also we pray as much as possible to be born at the time when Buddha Maitreya comes in this world and teaches or tells the will of Dharma, and to be born at that time and to meet with him and to be able to receive teaching directly from him. And so we pray and we recite all these prayers so that we can leave imprint in our mind to be able to meet with him when he comes, who's meant to be the second, the next Buddha, not the second, but the next Buddha coming in this world, and turning the Buddha Dharma. So as you can see, Buddha Maitreya has a different, what do you call that, aspect, of the appearance. So this one, this one is the aspect of monk, right? It's monk, with the robes. Yeah, so this is the supreme emanation aspect. And then there's Buddha Maitreya in the same position, but wearing the ornaments, the earrings, bracelet, necklace, and so forth, and then crown ornament, So that's the enjoyment body form. And so that aspect can be, we cannot see that aspect, we cannot have a direct contact with that aspect, because that's the enjoyment body form, and that can be only perceived directly by the Arya Bodhisattvas. And so this one is the supreme emanation form, and this is the form he will have when he comes to this world to turn Buddha Dharma in the next during the next Buddha. And so then the hand mudra is a mudra of granting like the supreme realizations.
The right hand.
The right hand, yeah. That one is the teaching mudra. The left hand. So anyway, anyway, so it says that Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching will last for 10,500 years. 10,500 years, which is what, 5,000 years? From the time Buddha Shakyamuni taught the Dharma. So 2,500 years is already gone after the 2,500 years. So that will be the end of Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching. After that, the teaching will be all gone, and then the lifespan of beings will become shorter and shorter and shorter. And then when they reach, when the 10 year will be the longest lifespan of the human being, and then Buddha Maitreya will come. And but they do choose Pira. They choose Sumjunaya, they choose Gogma. Then it's me, because it's the
가정 나도 다들 야시만 무는 저 무도시 되는 되는 상담 와요. 제가 다 디카라야. 제가 와요. 다티 존나 디냐 뭐 디카라 제도로 요래.
So because the beings will all involve in the negative karmas only, so that's why their lifespan will be decreased, and on the only action they will be engaging in will be the negative action. And then when they see Buddha material, then they will be all inspired to engage in the positive actions. And then they start to engage in more and more positive actions, and then their lifespan will increase. So the human being's lifespan will increase, become from 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, and then when the lifespan of human beings is 80,000 and 80,000, that's when Buddha material will come and turn the wheel around.
Too long.
That's the time when we are aiming to be born and meet with Buddha material and receive teachings directly from him.
I thought you said that he would come when they're only 10 years.
Yeah,
Only
that's what I
10
thought
years.
too.
Yeah, he will come,
But not as a Buddha?
not as a Buddha, no. That time, it will be too much to turn the wheel of Dharma. Right? Nobody will come to listen to teaching. Anyway, so that was just like to give a glimpse. And so people will see that, you are wonderful, what did you do? And then he will tell them, I did these good things. And then people will start to do good things. So it will inspire him, beings to do good things. And then after that, they start more and more good things, and then their life becomes better and better. The lifespan increases and so forth. So that's what.
True. Anyway, 다른 나도 지 산지 좀 했다 맞아야 되거든. 산지 나마도 좀 그렇지 샤시고 깨워는 거로. 되는 나도 지 좋아하는 거 얘기해 봤어.
And so, right now, in being able to meet with the Buddha's teaching, maybe we have left some imprint in our previous lives. During previous Buddha's time, they may have been born as a dog, as a cat, or as a bird, who happened to hear some word of Dharma and then left an imprint in that way. And then now we, born as human being and then able to receive and able to study and practice the teachings. Could be like that.
코로나 렌즈는 제가 매봐야 그런 거 같이 나가도 주든 되든 제 속에 버려서.
So if we don't have this kind of karmic connection or imprints in our mind, then no matter what, we will not meet with the Dharma.
그냥 알아서 뭐냐면 되는데 저도 뭐 진짜 막 다리 뭐 나도 설대는 나도 한대 로로 제가 말아 고속할 때 맞아. 렌즈는 제가 매봐서 곧 못하고 말고. 그냥 나도 다디 주소고 설대 되는 거. 그런데 다 용이 가지고 이어서 이거 뭐요 말고. 저도 다 용, 맞아 다른 거 용을. 그 렌즈는 제가 매서 그 못하고 말.
So so people living around here very close to the center don't get to come to the center. But all of you are living, except Ali, the 2 doors down. And you all come from far away. That's because you have the karmic connection, and these people don't have the karmic connection. So therefore, even they're very close, they don't get to come here.
렌즈는 제가 생각하고 친구들 일단 당장 가서 봐서야 보셔야겠나? 그다 뭐 봐야 보고다 상발이 걸어.
And so there's a big, difference in having or not having the karmic connection, the imprint, and so forth. So, so like if we leave, some kind of imprint now, then it comes kind of builds the bridge, for us to be able to reach to that side.
한 3점이야 계산으로 야보 가르치네. 뛰어시면 누구 때는 해야죠. 못되게. 이게 막아도 딱 주저를 보세요 지금. 배에 들어와. 지금 딱 맞고 딱 개보대 고맙죠. 되게 와서 들어오지. 딱 주저를 보시어야 돼서. 근데 주저를 보시 딱 보고 손을 치보시 딱 나오지 않으셨어요. 되게 그랬어. 뭐마들 하고 말했어. 보면 나도 많이 오래도 거기 뭐마들 거기 있어. 대고 나서 다 그랬는데 뭐마들 거나 루바까지까지 몇 사람들에서 내가 니마 대니가 깨져지게 돼. 그래서 대니가 이제 치지 말았어. 나한테 영어 쓰기 어려워.
Get to call it. So,
네가 나도 야보치는 대화심마다 야보 영어야. 처벌을 해라.
Of course, if you leave a positive imprint, definitely it will help you in this life, in future life. Maybe not immediately in future life. Maybe like 10 lifetimes after, so 100 lifetimes after, even 1,000 lifetimes after. So, but it will definitely help if we have it. So not necessarily that it will happen right away. Not necessarily that it will ripen in the form of positive passed away, so his disciples are looking for his reincarnation. So they want to find his reincarnation. And then they went to ask Tijani, which one of his honest Lama's tutor. And he said, you don't have to look for that. You can just pick up one boy, one boy who you think has a strong merit. Just pick up one boy and say that he's the incarnation, and make him to become, become the teacher. So he can study, right? If he has a merit, he can study, he can become a great teacher, and he will benefit in the same way. And then the students, they say, no, we don't want to have the real one. So if you want to have the real one, go to such and such family, and there's one being born, the 2 days ago. That's the teacher. That's the reincarnation of your teacher. And so they would look for that, whoever was born 2 days ago there. And then they look, they asked the family, and they said 2 days ago we had a puppy. 2 days ago. So it wasn't a puppy. It was born as a puppy, right? So you never know. So even though he was, a monk or teacher and a practitioner, but he had maybe strong imprint from many lives before to be born as a dog, And so that karma, when that karma ripens, then he's born as a dog. So it is like if you haven't created the karma, you will never meet with the result. But if you have created the karma, then it will not go in waste. It will not vanish. So unless you have purified it, or destroyed it by positive actions, destroyed positive karma, destroyed by anger or negative karma, purified through practice. Unless you have done that, the karma will be there all the time. So anyway, by studying this text, we have left imprint, like I said earlier, which explains about the meanings, of all these conjues and dangers. And so, if possible, then in this life, if not in this next life, and in the future lives, to be able to study or practice the meaning of these texts and achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all students. So we should have that strong wish, thought.
I think about it, I can practice next life.
So we keep thinking later, and then we never get to do it.
When I become retirement, then I will do that. Anyway, the time I was here, this, 가오시고 다 지나서 가지라 때문에 나한테 로좀 고깝시는 하죠. 아니 딱 가지 끊는 야타 지금 시행이 되는데 다 손으로 소야고 싸게 왔어.
And so, anyway, by your kindness, I had the opportunity to study also this text, and I tried my best to explain it in whatever way I can with just positive intention or motivation. And so I hope it has benefited you in some small ways. So if I wasn't asked to teach this, maybe I would not touch this text at all. It would be just piling on with other books. And so because of you, I had the opportunity to study this again also. So we all together studied and have created quite a bit of positive actions here. And so then whatever positive karma we have created together in a group by studying this text, we should dedicate this merit for the Buddha's teaching to last forever, and then for all sentient beings to achieve happiness, everlasting happiness all the time, and especially for His Holiness Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and all the great teachers of all these different traditions to have long, healthy, and successful life.
또 넘어서 그러죠. 나서 뭐지. 시 나도 결정은 다 에피엠 중에 지는데. 그럼 소히라고 그래서. 야채다는 것도 사실 때막이 되는 거. 둘째 뭐는 야채만 하는 게 아니라 또 공부지. 두지셔야 돼. 또 가리는 이런 거야. 그럼 미안해. 가리는 다고 그러죠.
And so, like Lama Zopa Rinpoche, especially for us, the FPMG centers, is like the life tree, of the FPMG centers, which the Kurukulla is part of, and then especially for FPMG center, but in general, for all sentient beings, the Lama Zopa Rinpoche is working greatly to benefit all sentient beings, for the benefit of all sentient beings, and so it is, very valuable for beings like him to be around us, and so therefore we should always pray for Lama Zopa Rinpoche to have long life and healthy life, and for all his holy wishes. Always think about us, all his holy wishes to come true and so forth. So and also pray in the same way as he does. From my experience, I can tell that Rinpoche has a very special, unique quality of leaving a strong, positive imprint in other people's mind, other beings' mind. And so last time when I was in Bodh Gaya, I had the opportunity to be with Rinpoche and circumambulate the stupa. So then on the way back, and of course the Tibetans will always come forward to Rinpoche to receive his blessings, and even the Indians were coming to receive blessing from Rinpoche. I've never seen, I've always seen Tibetans rushing, whenever they see high lamas, they always go to the high lamas to receive blessings, but I've never seen Indians coming. So this was the first time I see the Indians coming to receive blessing from Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So they had parked his car behind the stupa, and after circumambulating, so he could get into the car. And then there were like many Indians waiting around the car. It was not like beggars. Of course, there are a lot of beggars in Bodh Gaya, but it wasn't beggars. All the Indian people well dressed. And I was holding Rinpoche's right hand, supporting his right hand, while he was walking, and they were all coming under his hand, like trying to get under his hand to get to receive his blessings.
Yeah, it's a blessing, very special. Maybe during the movie, when you're walking and the roads are very narrow, I'm one side, Sambal one side, the Rinpoche middle, then the roads just block. People just this. Our front is empty now because the other people just go fast. Behind various the churro the Tanga and Kanya or pushing Joe Pego. And Tanga shows that we said no, Tosa. Another Hogan Kasha. During the Kundo Parosha, then Tomasha. That's the room of Padua and Jalon Kasha. Another tradition that of course something in pray.
Cousin Jabakasha.
Yamato Kalish, the Lokasha. Mato Kalanda, not in Donos of Kalako, Rubalenda, Solitude, Patam, June of Kaleta, not to show.
It's good. Which I'm saying,
Could you do that? I'm not so short and I just short and somebody the lunch. Teacher like the I need that she will come in that which is good. But Mugan gets your cook, can it and then be a Kazia and a court temperature. Then not Nabura passing the attention wrong.
So normally, like people walking by, like if your guru is walking by, and you cannot kind of what you call the overtake. and then go walk in front of, like you're driving and overtaking. So you kind of overtake and walk in front of him or things like that. So Rinpoche was walking with the attendant and Geshe-la. So nobody was, like, everybody was walking behind him. Nobody were walking in front of him. There were so many people behind. It was crowded. So many people crowded, but in the front it was all empty because it's like they're showing respect, to the Guru. And nobody walking in front of him, just walking behind him slowly. So it was a big crowd, and Geshe-la said that was amazing, to see that.
디노 미달라다 가지고 나와서 우리 고르지 마 쉬우시고 말이야. 이 생각 이빨이 뭐야?
And it's not necessary that all these people know Lama Supreme. Some of them they don't even know, but just with his presence, and they just like show the respect.
그래도 다음에 더블 지금 사진이 때 봤을 때 대체 영문이 좀 딱쪽으로 도착하다 딱 거는 거죠. 이제 강의 받은 데야 동작이 나오나?
So anyway, the great beings like Lama Supreme bring so much benefit, and opportunity for sentient beings, to live positively and in create marriage. So therefore, please pray for Lama Supreme and all the holy beings like him, to have long and healthy life.
근데 나서 주소한 자 어떻게 생지 세례 됐을 때 생지까지 가지고 소소 다 레슨을 또 마시는 상지 공연이 도와 세나 담아 가리다 소소 삼대게 된 레아기 또 그런 게 나 몸세대 다 드시고 싶어요 말에.
And also, please pray for all the people who are connected with the Kurukulla center, who have passed away, to have good rebirth, to be free from all the sufferings and achieve enlightenment quickly. And for all those people who are connected to the Kurukulla center, who are still alive, to have a healthy and long life, and all their wishes to come true.
Okay, it's finished.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.